I'm the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., and I'm the leader of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, or SCLC, and I'm here to talk about civil rights. And I have a passage from my speech, I Have a Dream. For freedom, by drinking from the cup of bitterness and hatred, we must forever conduct our struggle on the high plane of dignity and discipline. We must not allow our creative protest to degenerate into physical violence. Again and again, we must rise to majestic heights of meeting physical force with soul force. The marvelous new militancy which has engulfed the Negro community must not lead us to distrust all white people, for many of our white brothers, as evidenced by the presence here today, have come to realize that their destiny is tied up with our destiny. And they have come to realize that our freedom is inextricably bound to our freedom. We cannot walk alone. As we walk, we must take the pledge that we shall march ahead. We must not turn back. There are those who are asking the devotees of civil rights, when will you be satisfied? We can never be satisfied as long as a Negro is victim of the unspeakable horrors of police brutality. We can never be satisfied as long as our bodies are heavy with fatigue and travel, cannot gain lodging in motels of the highways and motels of the cities. We must not be satisfied as long as the Negro's basic mobility from a smaller ghetto into a larger one. We must never be satisfied as long as our children are stripped of their selfhood and robbed of their dignity by signing for whites only. We must not be satisfied as long as a Negro in Mississippi cannot vote and a Negro in New York believes that he has nothing for which to vote. No, we are not satisfied, and we will not be satisfied until justice rolls down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream. I am not unmindful that some of you here come out to great trials and tribulations. For some of you have come fresh from narrow jail cells, and some of you have come from areas where you quest for freedom left you battered by the storms of persecution and staggered by the winds of police brutality. You have been veterans of creative suffering. Continue to work with faith that honor and suffering is redemptive. Go back to Mississippi, go back to Alabama, go back to South Carolina, go back to Georgia, go back to Louisiana, go back to the slums and ghettos of northern cities, knowing that somehow the situation can and will be changed.
Go.
Can you move all of my seat?
I have a right to be here.
Because you're colored, I think you're supposed to be in the back of the bus, not in front of the bus.
What? I have a right to be here. You can't tell me to move.
I have to get a car, so. Alright.
Excuse me, ma'am.
There's a car right here.
Excuse
What are
me,
you going to do
ma'am.
now?
Ma'am, I'm going to have to put you under arrest
For what reason?
because you violated the segregation laws.
Got out of town on a boat going to Southern Islands, sailing to reach before a following sea. She was making for the trades on the outside and the downhill run to Papa Ete. Off the wind on this heading line, the Marquesas. You got 80 feet of a water line, nicely making way in a noisy bar in Avalon. I tried to call you, but on a midnight watch I realized why twice you ran away. Think about how many times I've had falling. Spirits are using me, Lord, your voice is calling. What heaven brought you and me cannot be forgotten. it way